Just talk about that. Just talk about that.
So our first piece today, Have Gun Will Hire.
You're stupid.
Deadline reports that there's a last-ditch 11th hour appeal from the folks at Marvel Studios for Disney to accept Gunn back. Knowing it's in everyone's best interest to reach a compromise and allow the director to work on the franchise he was not just the key to crafting, but was really the sole creative voice of. Motivations, obviously, for Disney on this and Marvel, scheduling. They've scheduled an early 2019 shoot. They have to have it out to fit their schedule with the other movies that they have planned for the next decade or so,
and along
with
the actual schedules of especially Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt has a very busy schedule with him doing another Jurassic Park movie and whatever else that he's working on. Fan backlash. Fans are really pissed. Hundreds of thousands of people, including myself, have signed the petition.
I did that as well. You told me to do it, and I went and did it. I made a comment
because you have no decision-making process yourself. You told me you did, so I did it. Currently, multiple studios are vying to try to hire James Gunn because obviously he can perform. He can make and write good movies that are very entertaining to people. He came up with the whole idea of putting, excellent classical type music, not classical, but classical to us older people.
Classic rock.
Classic R&B music that we grew up with in our childhood and still love today. When you hear it, it's so emotional. Some of these songs are so great to listen to. It actually creates energy in the movie, makes you feel with what's happening in the actual screen. And that's hard for a director to do. And they've done a wonderful job of the pacing. By adding the music with whatever's happening on the screen, you get really involved. So obviously other companies, other movie studios, even look at DC. Can you imagine if DC got him to make the next Batman movie or something? People want to make billions of dollars, and this is the guy that can do it for them. And that's another thing, money. Millions of dollars are on the table. He has not breached his contract. He has done nothing wrong. This issue that got him so-called fired happened a decade ago. Some comments, some free speech that was said in jest, not actually meant to be his actual thoughts. It was just some jokes that were brought forward by a right-wing
group, conspiracy theorists, people. I don't know.
Yeah. The entire cast also signed a statement asking for Disney to reinstate Gunn as the film's director. These people are under contract for at least the next Guardians movie and possibly more Avengers movies, as this was going to be the end of this trilogy and starting of another phase in the Marvel Universe. So these characters, Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon could stay on Earth with the Avengers. We don't know what plan they had for this. Nova could be introduced, a Nova Prime. There's a lot of ways this could have gone, and they obviously want these actors. And what if these actors don't want to sign because of this dick move by Disney?
Well, I actually read that Marvel is actually petitioning to have him come back. The Marvels. Yes. So it's kind of like infighting.
Marvel had nothing to do with this. Mm-hmm. It was totally Disney. Marvel did not do this. So, yeah, obviously they want them back because they had a plan for the next decade. And Gunn was supposed to take over from the Russo brothers to plan the next phase. That's huge. He's also written the entire script for the next Guardians movie. What do you do at this point? They're looking at possibly $10 million to write him off on his contract. Do you still use the script? What kind of credits do you give him? There is just too much. This is screwing up an entire studio that has a multi-billion-dollar plan in place over some comments made a decade ago that don't reflect his actual current feelings or his feelings back then. They were said in jest. So I totally agree that bring him back. You want to fire someone, fire the person who made the stupid decision in the first place without doing enough investigation and giving this guy a day in court. Public opinion, it's not Judge Dredd making decisions here. You don't just execute somebody without even any evidence or any proof or anything. It's just stupid.
A la Chris Hardwick,
Yes.
who, by the way, who I saw like the other day, shocked me to see him on television in some kind of a judge thing. I think it was America's Got Talent or something, and I guess that was his first. Could very well be his first foray back into the public limelight. So I don't know. That was shocking to me to see him.
I read that he was scheduled to do that, and that was his first thing back.
Dave Bautista has been the most outspoken of the Guardians cast, as far as I know, about the reinstatement of Gunn.
Yes.
And he has gone on record, and I believe he might have even said, if he doesn't come back, I want to find a way to get released. He's going to bat for Gunn.
So his actual words: "Nobody's defending his tweets, but this was a smear campaign on a good man. I spoke to Chris Pratt the day after it happened, and he's a bit religious, so he wanted to pray and figure it out. But I was more like, fuck this. This is bullshit." James is one of the kindest, most decent people I've met. Where I'm at right now is that if Marvel don't use that script, great English here, Bautista, then I'm going to ask them to release me from my contract, cut me out, or recast me.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Convention Junkies podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see more videos like this one. To help us out, please donate through our Patreon page.